everyone, and welcome to our 12th special episode of Lost in Translationmon. I'm May, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, my wonderful, fantastic mother. Mum, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm May's mum.
This is for August 1st, which of course is Odaiba Day. And Mum, this is a day that Digimon fans celebrate because it's the day that the children in the first season got sent to the digital world.
Right.
And also, last Odaiba Day, I remember we watched an episode together, it was when he gets sent back to the real world while everyone else is still in the digital world.
Oh.
And he points to the calendar and he says, "Oh, it's August 1st."
Oh.
So
okay.
yeah, so that's the day that we celebrate, and we really just,
Well.
in Odaiba there are gatherings of Digimon fans in Japan, and I want to do that one day. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about Digimon, and we also watched an episode, and we'll discuss that episode. Mm-hmm. The episode we watched was Flower Power.
Yes.
I asked my Patreon supporters what their favourite episodes were, and then I put up a poll where people voted in of what their favourite episode was, and Flower Power won.
Oh.
So this I asked out of the first season of Digimon. So it doesn't include the stuff that's better in other seasons. It's just the best one in the first season.
Oh, okay.
Because the first season the episodes aren't that great compared to other seasons, but it's a good episode. So first of all, what's your background with Digimon?
I used to watch it with you when you were very little, and we used to watch it in bed in the morning.
Yeah. Did you enjoy watching it with me?
I didn't really have much choice.
Do you remember anything about watching it with me when I was a child?
I remember asking you lots of questions and you explaining about what was going on.
But you do that now.
I know. Gee, things have changed.
Yeah, I'm still watching Digimon, still buying Digimon stuff.
And I'm still asking you questions about who's this? What was this one before it became this one?
Oh, what does that one turn into?
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that dinosaur?
Yeah.
Is he good? Do you have any favourite characters from what you can remember? Not just what we've watched tonight, but do you remember what your favourite was when we used to watch it?
The little yellow one.
Which one?
That one.
Agumon.
Agumon.
Yeah. Mum's pointing to my PC buddy Agumon that just arrived. He's orange, right? That's orange.
No, it's yellow.
It's orange.
All right, it's amber.
It's not amber. It's light orange.
All right.
Do you have any memories of anything Digimon related, like including any toys that I had or anything that's in your memory about Digimon, about what I would do? Or, I don't know.
I remember when we once planted that vegetable garden and the possums just ate everything, and then Dad decided to use some of your old toys to hang around the vegetable garden, and so we put your old Digimon and old CDs hanging around the vegetable patch to scare away the possums.
Did it work?
Of course it didn't work. I think they used them as aids in the same way they use the owls that we've got around the house. It just doesn't work.
Possums are fearless.
Yes, they are. They're horrid things.
Anything about the electronic toys, the ones that went beep?
I remember them being banned at school.
Yeah, well, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
And because I remember we went to South Africa on the road trip, and I had one of the Digimon, the Digivices. I was playing with that a lot.
Yes.
Another time we went to Canberra, and I had one. And
yes.
Gee, so we go to fun places. We go to South Africa, and then we went to Canberra.
Ooh.
So, any other fond memories?
Fond?
Yeah, like anything you hold dear to your heart, or that makes you happy when you remember. No,
not really.
No, you have to put up with it.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the episode that we just watched. We watched Flower Power.
Yes.
And so what were your thoughts on the episode?
It was interesting, the idea of the fog and the way the critters just sort of came out of the fog.
Yeah.
Which is always, it's in quite a few horror stories.
Yeah, it's very horror themed.
Yeah. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah. In the season of Digimon that we're covering on the podcast at the moment, Digimon Tamers, which is season 3, there are things called digital fields, and Digimon will appear from the digital world in these digital fields, and they're just like fog. So it's maybe it's like the start of that idea of, Digimon coming through these fields, but they're fog. fog, but also he's a vampire and he doesn't like the sun. So he's trying to block out the sun.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because he was like, I can't go out during the day, I can only go out during the night and eat people.
Oh.
So he was like, I'm going to put up
As
some
you
fog.
do.
Yeah, as you do. Any other thoughts about like the characters? Because in this episode, I believe we rated it quite highly because it was showing you different family situations and how every family has like a different sort of relationship between the child and their parents. Like we've got Mimi, who her parents love each other and they love her, and you know she's the only child and she's spoiled, and you know the parents, they get along. The mum can't cook, but the dad loves it anyway. And you know Mimi loves her parents and they're very like cuddly. And then we have Sora and her mother. And I'm not sure how much you caught of that part, but before she went to the digital world, she had a huge fight with her mum because Sora had badly injured her leg and she wanted to play football. And then so she was going out, and then the mum said, "Oh, why don't you stay home and arrange flowers?" Because she's like a flower arranger, but it's a really high thought of job in Japan.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, so she wants her to, you know, inherit the business because it's her business.
And is she the one that owns the Digimon that becomes the flower thingy?
No, that's the bird.
Oh, right.
But
see, that would have been a nice link if the one that wanted her daughter to be the flower arranger was the one that had that Lilymon thing.
Yeah, but so that was sort of the bit, and that's why the mum says, does Sora hate me? Because she's worried about that fight, about how Sora ran off and ran out the door saying, "I hate you, you don't care about me, you don't care about my interests, you don't want me to play football, all you care about is the flowers." And then, you know, that was one of the last things they had before she went off to camp. So Sora's mum's worried that her daughter hates her. And but in the episode where Birdramon evolves to Garudamon, Sora realises that her mum does love her in the same way, because Biomon's hurt and she's fighting to protect her. And she doesn't want her to fight because she's hurt. And then she realises that it's the same as her mother. So, and she realises that she does love her mother and her mother does love her.
Right.
So that was the reference. And it's also TK, who's the very young boy.
Yeah, the little one.
His parents are divorced. And he kind of wants them to be a big happy family again. And he's very worried about them because they're over in Odaiba. So he wants to come in with them, and Joe's trying to get into Odaiba, and his Gomamon is sassy. I like Gomamon. And we don't really see Joe's family, but we see that he's been put a lot of pressure on to become a doctor, and that's why he cares about his grades, because both his brothers are doctors. I think his parents are doctors too, and they want him to become a doctor, so he's very pressured, and he's 11. Yeah. So it's worrying that, you know, he's so stressed about that kind of thing. We have Ty, and his parents are, you know, they're pretty normal parents. They care about their children. We didn't see Izzy or his parents, but he's adopted, and that we see more of that in another episode. So did you associate with any family?
No, that was good, having different families. Yeah.
And that's a good thing about Digimon. All the characters always have, you know, different sort of families, and it's good because, you know, when kids watch it, they will say, "Oh, that's like mine," or "That's like my friends." Unfortunately, there are no same-sex parents yet.
No.
But hopefully one day, because that is another type of family.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like in the current season that Jay and I are watching, there's a big family when he has like 3 sisters, and he lives with his mum and dad and the 3 sisters. And another family is he's got a mum and a dad, and he's an only child, and they own a bread shop, and they're very happy. And then the other character, her name is Ruki, and she lives with her grandma and her very young mum, who's probably in her 30s or maybe younger. And I think her dad's dead.
Oh.
So, you know, that's a different one. And then another character has like a mother who died of cancer, and the dad's a businessman, but he doesn't really want it. He's sort of still upset about his wife's passing, and he drinks a lot.
Bloody hell, that's a bit deep.
Yeah, season 3 is a bit of a...
God.
Yeah, and...
So do you think it's still made for children your age when you used to watch it with me when you were little, or do you think it's aimed at a different audience now? The
new season that hasn't come out yet, it's called Atmon. That one looks so far is going to be aimed at children. It's going after the same, you know, Pokemon and Yokai Watch, which is another one. I have the DS game. It's very young, and it's the same sort of capture monsters and have them as your friends and then fight with them. And then there's there are other ones too. But anyway, there's also Digimon Adventure Tribe, which is also still airing, but that is 100% aimed at people my age. And, you know, that they're selling merchandise for people my age who now have jobs and like Digimon. So well done. I think, and I hope that they're going to continue to cover both people. They're going to cover their children audience because they need to stay up to date with, Pokemon and Yokai Watch, which are very big with young children.
Yeah.
And they want to have a foot in that market. But I think they're clever in trying to pull in people who grew up with Digimon as well. Yeah. And
It's amazing that they've done that and they've been able to do it because you think there's no equivalent with Thomas the Tank Engine
No.
or anything like that. And you used to love Thomas the Tank Engine.
But even Pokemon, you watch the anime and the anime is it's the same as what the anime was when I would watch it. It's the same sort of plot of Ash goes to a new town, he sees a new Pokemon, Team Rocket tries to steal Pikachu. It's the same formula.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Digimon, though. Each episode is different, and that's why I always thought Digimon was aimed at a bit older, because it actually had more progressive plot. And that's a good question, but yeah. Anyway, more about the episode that we watched. Do you have any favourite characters from watching, like any favourite Digimon or favourite humans that you really liked just by watching this episode?
I like that big cactus thing.
Togemon?
Yeah, because she's sort of like Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, you can imagine her hopefully punching someone. She's the one with the boxing gloves, yeah?
Yeah, Togemon, the boxing cactus. There's only one cactus in Digimon this season. Yeah. What's strange is I realised that her size is quite changeable because she was as big as a building in this episode. But we've also seen her maybe twice as tall as Mimi.
Oh.
Yeah, so they've got...
She's elastic.
Yeah, she just changes shape depending on the situation because Dark Tyrannomon was big. Did you have any favourite parts?
Yeah, the part where the mum and the critter dress up as ghosts,
ghosty
things.
Bakemon, yeah.
That was quite funny.
And that was cute. And I liked the part when the mum says, did Sora ever mention me? And does she hate me? And I enjoyed the parents did have different reactions to the Digimon. Like, for some reason, Matt's dad knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a theory that he's an original Digidestined before these children.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Because we know that they're not the first children in the digital world and that there was a group before them.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know who they were, so people in the fandom tend to think that it was Matt's dad.
Yeah.
And he was one of them.
Yeah.
Because, he knows for some reason. That's very weird. And, Sora's mum screams at Biyomon, but because that's fair enough. And, Ty's parents, Ty's mum sees, her young children get carried off by a dinosaur and freaks out, but then is told that they're good, and she's like, okay. And
as you would, yes.
Yeah, as you would, yeah. Well, I'm sure you'd say, okay, I hope the big dinosaur's good. Because you like Agumon and Greymon, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about these episodes?
No, it was good fun watching it with you.
Yeah. Gave you memories?
Yeah, it did a bit.
Did you like watching the evolution? Because that was the first time that we've ever seen Togemon become her perfect level, or ultimate in the dub.
Right, yeah.
And her crest is, in the dub, sincerity, and in the original it's purity. So it's about being genuine and true to yourself and that sort of thing. So I guess honesty in a way.
Yeah, so why did they change it then?
Because maybe purity has a different meaning in the West about how that's more pure being,
Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
And actually, Joe, who's the one who's studying medicine, or wants to when he's older.
Yeah. Specky boy.
Yeah. In the dub, he has the crest of reliability, but in the original, he has the crest of sincerity.
Oh.
Which is what Mimi's is in the dub.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know why they changed it. I guess they wanted to have sincerity there, but I guess it also relates to both of them. So anything else you want to say?
No.
You want to go to bed now?
Could.
Yeah, you go to bed. Go to bed, go sleep. Cuddle up with my dog.
Dream about
scary ghosts.
Scary stuff.
Do you think it was a scary episode?
Not scary, but just...
There were ghosts.
It was, yeah, but it was, as I said, had a lot of elements of horror. Like Korean horror films, which are really
definitely.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, Korean, like the
Korean,
host.
yes, they're just brilliant, and so it just was a little bit.
I like Phantomon.
Which one's that?
That was the one with the ghosts, but he was the one with the scythe. And
you like him?
Yeah, he's cool. He's got a funny voice.
Oh.
In one of the episodes in this story arc, there's a Digimon called Tuskmon, and he introduced him as, "This is Tuskmon. Stay away from his razor-sharp tusks."
Right.
It's staying away from his razor-sharp tusks. He's no easy tusk.
Oh, please.
I know it's good humour.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
and actually, the Mind Over Matter thing is another change in the original, and it's actually a sutra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the bloke who works at the TV station listens to sutras and...
Right. Yeah.
Which I guess Mind Over Matter is a fine translation
Yes.
between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else you want to say?
So yeah, they could have said a mantra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he does, doesn't he? In the flashback, Joe says it's a mantra that...
Oh, does he?
Well, maybe that's just... Maybe he didn't, I don't know.
Oh.
Anything else you want to say, Mum?
No.
And I think my dad wants to say something. Hang on.
I bet the Japanese version scary.
Well, I think there's bits of violence that are cut. I'm not sure the microphone can hear your dad.
The Phantomon bit.
Oh yeah, it's not funny. No,
That would
he's
be
very
creepy.
threatening. No, I'm pretty sure at one point in the original he says something along the lines of, "I know my Otis mom wants to kill him yourself, but I want to do it."
Oh.
So he straight up says, "I want to kill these children."
But in the English version, he put on this cheesy Boris Karloff voice,
Yes.
Yeah.
which was a bit dope.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Okay, I hope the mic picked that up.
You can see it at me out anyway.
Oh, but that takes effort. All right. Well, I think my parents both want to go to bed now, and I also want to go to bed. But yeah, thanks for having me, Mum. Do you have anything else you want to say about Digimon?
No, thank you.
Are you going to take Ogumon to bed with you?
No, there's not enough room.
There's
Get
a
in
dog.
Langley's way.
Get in Langley's way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.